Hello everyone, welcome back to the Unwind podcast. Like I told you guys, this is where we talk about everything that's been going on the real life activities, things happening in Nigeria, everything basically. We just unwind, we talk ourselves, we talk real life, we just talk stuff. So today I have a guest, someone who I've known for a very long time now, and it's been like a roller coaster bringing her up on this podcast. But yeah, we have her today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to like welcome my very good friend Ella. So Ella is like a friend of mine. I've known her for a very long time. She's a voiceover artist. She's everything. Like she's a content creator. She's a microbiologist. She does basically everything. Ella, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to
Thank
Unwind.
you. Thank you.
So when you hear stuff like Unwind, what gets to your mind first when you hear Unwind?
Uh Chilling out,
Okay,
soft pedaling, just taking things easy.
all right. So our own unwind is not exactly so strange from what you know, but just that here we do everything you said, but we do it while talking.
Okay.
So we just try to unwind. You can be yourself, be cool, do everything you want to do, but at the same time you just talk stuff, real life. So like it's just a chat, just not an interview more like, but we just get to know ourselves and talk about stuff. So basically I wanted to, because when I was coming here I said I was going to discuss this with you. Are you in a relationship currently? It's crazy, right?
Yes, I'm in a
Yeah.
relationship currently.
Okay. So what is dating like in Nigeria? I really want to know because when you go out there you hear so many things about dating. So I wanted to really know what's dating like in Nigeria.
Dating like in Nigeria is different from my own dating.
Okay. So what is dating like for
Because
you?
dating in Nigeria
Yeah.
is a hot mess right now.
Okay. But
Yeah.
for you, let me personalize it for you. For you, what is dating like?
Um, it's cool. It's beautiful.
Okay. So you are okay. Is there things that you feel like people should understand more about relationships, or there are things that you feel like you'd like to change if you can about relationships?
In Nigeria,
Yeah,
but
in Nigeria.
mindset is everything. First
Okay.
of all, for instance, you go on social media and you're hearing ladies saying some things that are making you think, what? Why? Where's this coming from? Same with guys too. And I was also thinking about this even while coming here that a good number of people out there are in relationships with people who don't really like them. And that is the bedrock of some crazy relationship issues that you hear people come online to talk about.
All right.
You're wondering, why is this even happening in a relationship? So I think when you change the mindset of people and their outlook to life and the idea that okay, relationship is like friendship in with an extra.
Intimacy or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I get
the
you.
same way you'd have your friend, your guy, or and it's a give and take. It's you two putting efforts. It's the same way that it should be in relationships, not
Okay,
going in
fair
a
enough,
linear
fair enough,
way.
fair
Yeah.
enough. So for you, what do you consider, or when do you consider cheating? Like, when do you think, okay, now cheating has started? When do you say, okay, this is the point where it's beginning to look like cheating for you?
Hmm.
People make it look like we know what cheating is, all right, but like you know what I mean as well. Like there are places where you have to get to before you say, okay, now this is cheating. But then again, that's not exactly cheating. We know where it starts. So for you, where does cheating start from?
It starts from the communication,
Okay. So can you throw more light on that? Do you want to?
calling and chatting certain things that you shouldn't be chatting with, and
All right. Say for
someone who is not
example.
your partner.
Okay, so do you think
I think
having okay, let now that now leads me to asking you, someone who's not your partner, which is probably a male friend, do you think that keeping male
why did you
friends.
say probably?
Yeah, it has to be, of course. Yeah, it has to be a
You've
male.
not seen
Do you
LGBTQ
think keeping
people.
male friends,
Yeah.
as much as for a guy keeping female friends, is it cool? Like, is there an issue with it, or
There's no issue.
there's no issue? So
It's
where,
it's it's important for a healthy balance actually.
okay, so where do you think it gets to become an issue?
So the thing is, what is required of people in a relationship? that you shouldn't be doing with people you're
Outside the
not
relationship.
in a
Yeah, I get it. But
relationship with.
do you
So
want to throw more light on that?
it cuts across physical gestures,
Okay.
communication, like I said. So if you're flirting with this person, you know, you're texting this. Most times when people cheat and they go all the way to doing something in the other room, it didn't just start from there.
Okay.
Most times there was a build up. Sometimes too, it can happen in the moment. For instance, you're not using clear eye,
Does it
you get
is
drunk
that a thing actually? Does it happen?
based on no clear eye.
Yeah, it does it really happen
I
that
want
okay
to
you
believe it does. I've not had to. I've not been in that shoes, but I think it does.
so it's a thing actually because I like to think that I wouldn't just I'm putting myself in that space. I wouldn't just do something like that because how do you put it that it just
You're drunk or
okay
something.
no I think drunk is out of control now.
When I say you're not using clear eye, what do you mean? You're not
Okay,
using your
you're not
phone.
even clear. It can be that you're thinking too much, or maybe let's say you are angry, or let's say stuff can happen. That is not drinking. Drinking
So
is you're
when
unconscious
okay,
now.
well, you're not using clear eye now. Okay, well, fair, but
Okay,
you're not using clear eye is still cuts across things that
so
are out of
for
control.
you, not using clear eye is basically drunk. That's the only not using clear eye that you can at least
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Okay, okay, at least you can't control that. Okay, I get that. Fair enough.
But
So,
you can
but
control you're
not
up
getting drunk.
exactly.
Yeah, you
So
can choose
that's
not to get drunk at
thank
least.
you.
I get that. I get that. So in all of this now, when people cheat and they tell you things like, say, I'm not talking about the big scale cheats, the regular cheating. I'm talking about the small,
What's the
petty.
big skill?
The
What's
big scale is what
petty?
everybody believes that is cheating.
What does everybody believe?
Intimacy, like
Okay.
stuff stepping out now, those kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
then the simple things like you're not testing, hiding, deleting, all those kind of stuff. Now, do you think that sometimes do you know that when girls, because you are a woman, I want to put you on the spot, that sometimes where you find ladies, they know these things. You as a guy, you are telling a girl that see, stop this one, you stop this one. But lady is trying to make it look like there's nothing there, don't worry. These people there we are fine. But they know deep down that these guys are not there, it's not just nothing.
From a guy's perspective.
Yeah, okay, maybe let me put it from a guy, it's not just nothing. And maybe it is not just nothing too from the guy. But you as a lady, maybe you feel like, or maybe you know also that there's something. But because you are enjoying the attention, or maybe you're not exactly doing what he thinks you're doing, but you're not stopping the other person from continuing. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a very, very clean line between, oh, you can choose to tell me to stop, and as well choose not to tell me to stop, but you don't exactly like what I'm doing, or your boyfriend is not okay with it, but you don't want to tell me to stop clearly. You're just enjoying it. What do you have to say about like what do you get what I mean? Ladies do it, right? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Ladies do it though.
So what do you have to say about that?
About their attitude.
Yeah, when stuff like that happen, why do you think ladies do stuff like that?
Um, to be honest, there are different reasons why they can, but I think it boils down to, let's say, I would say there's the aspect of them not being into the guy as much.
Okay, the person that are dating or the new person.
The person they are dating,
Okay,
which kind of cuts across disrespect,
all right,
because I want to believe that if the tables were turned, the girl would actually feel like,
bad
yeah.
about the whole thing. Yeah, of course.
Then there's also the part about them being, should I use the word naive, or they just don't know what they are doing. That I don't want to use the word ignorance, but I'll just say
I think naive is
innocence.
a better word.
No, I'd say innocence.
Okay.
So innocent in the sense that to them they're not being intentional. They're not doing this because in the back of their mind they want to
Yeah, cheat or
be
something.
disrespectful, but they just genuinely feel there's nothing
Nothing
there.
wrong with it.
My mind is clean, and but it doesn't
But
take away the
how
danger.
about okay, the one that feels like there's nothing there, okay, I get you, nothing there. But are the ones that also know that there's something there, they understand these things. They've been there before. For example, you say you now as a lady, you've been there where a guy have told you, this guy, stop, like, and later on stuff happen between you and that same guy. So you understand how these things work that oh, if you don't take time, it's
How do you
going
know I've
to.
been there?
No, I'm giving this is like a scenario now. I'm not saying you've been there. This is
Okay.
just a picture I'm painting, by the way. So let's say you've been there sometime. You've seen how these things work, and this is someone you've told that okay, this thing has happened to you before, for instance, and now this person is trying to make you understand that okay, see, try to avoid this one so that this one will not happen. But you know what the person is saying. At the same time, you are still trying to maybe play around it or act like you don't know.
Yeah, it's a thing for girls.
It's a thing for girls.
It's a
That's
thing
just
for girls.
that's the only summary I just want to take out of it.
Like, it's a thing for girls.
Yeah. Do you think so?
Some girls, yes.
Okay. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. I wanted to ask you a question because this thing happened 2 days ago, and I was discussing with a guy, and we were having a conversation, and the guy was like, "If you are a lady and you date a guy first time, you are good to him, you are nice to him, very good relationship, he cheats on you, you pick yourself together, you move on, date another person again in the future, he cheats on you, you pick yourself together, you move on, you date another person again in the future, he cheats on you again. So say fourth time now it's happening.
With different people.
Yes, this is the fourth time it's happening, different people. Would you say that they have bad choice in men, or would you say they attract men that cheat, or it's just might be coincidence?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Now, all of the above can be together and independently.
Okay.
Someone having bad choices in men is a thing. People can have bad choices for a while. Okay, like okay, I like to think that women, for instance, have different growth phases.
All right.
The mind that you had at say 18 years wouldn't be the same
You have right now.
at
Yeah,
25.
I get you.
Definitely something will change. Definitely you will, it's growth. So perhaps when you're younger, you don't know as much, you're not as experienced. It's not, and it's not entirely, it's not a crime to make certain bad choices, and it's not something that is impossible, sha. When you're getting older, the belief is that you should try for yourself to be better, to go for better, but it's not always the case too. And then it could also be coincidence, because cheating has nothing to do with the victim most often. This whole idea that someone will cheat and they'll be like, oh, well, you're not doing something right,
Yeah, I get
it's
that.
wrong, it doesn't make sense. So she's not the one
They chose to
leading
cheat.
them
It's not
to cheat.
because
So
you.
just because she has a series of guys that they keep cheating, it's not about her though. So
So
it can also
what
just be
if? But
coincidence.
what if there's something about her that
What can be about her?
this is not me saying that when people cheat that they cheat because it's something about you, but I'm saying in that particular case, what if there's something about the person that is making those people cheat on her? For example, say she tends to be this lovely person when she start to date, and after a while she just loses it. She get what I mean? And she's not that same person she used to be before. And
Then
these guys, they don't, maybe it's possible that all the guys don't even know how to communicate and they don't want to have the conversation. They just feel like, anyways, fine, we're all good. Let me just go and do my thing. Do you think that's possible?
it's not impossible, sha,
So it's quite possible.
but it's still not a good excuse.
Yeah, it's not. It's not, anyways. It's not. But I
And
just.
I still wouldn't believe that it has to do with her.
Okay. So it clearly has to be you chose to cheat. It's on you. Don't put it on her. That's it.
Simple.
All right. Okay, fair enough. So if we have, say we have 3 girls in a relationship, 3 of them are dating 3 different guys, and now I want to take one and talk about one. I'll talk about the remaining 2. There's a reason I said 3 girls. I want to compare something. Now, a particular girl has a man. This man is your boyfriend, or whatever the case may be, but you are dating this person, very serious relationship. Now, Nigeria, serious relationship is is really different thing. It can mean different thing. But on this note, I mean like you're dating this person, you people are going to get something more serious and get into the future. It's not like okay, you're going to get married immediately, like today or tomorrow, but you're dating to get married or something. And you have like 3 or 4 men outside that are testing you, not just testing as per they want to know how you are feeling. They are testing you. They want to get married to you. Say one wants to get married to you. You know, you are not telling him no, I don't want. You are telling him. I think they call it placeholder. Oh, I don't know if that's what they call it, but I've heard the word before. You are carrying on with him. Both of you are going on. You are in a relationship. He's there. He's the guy you run to whenever you have issues with your man. He's there. There's some other one that's probably your going to be boyfriend when your boyfriend leaves. This is actually a thing. So do you think, okay, first of all, do you know that girls do this?
Yeah, girls
You
do
know,
this.
thank God. Now, do you think is actually, do you want to condemn it, or are you for or against it? And if you are, it's okay to be for or against it.
It's okay
But
to also not be for or against.
no, why? Okay, fine, but it's a two-way thing here. Do you get? So if you are for it, I just want to know why you think it's okay, and if you are against it, I want to know why you are against it. That's just what I want to know.
Okay, so I won't say I'm for or against. There's what I would do and what I wouldn't do.
Okay.
But for the sake of people who are doing what they are doing,
All right.
I want to believe that for those who do it, they just go by this logic of you can't put all your eggs in one basket. But you really can't be classifying a whole human
Human being.
being
Really, hey,
as egg.
it's crazy,
It's
man.
just wrong.
Really crazy.
You're thinking of a whole human being with feelings, with
Yeah.
emotions, with how they deal with things, with and their time that they're putting in and investing into the relationship
Relationship, yeah.
while you're just playing your life
Playing around.
away. But some of these people feel like okay, they just have to have multiple
Options.
options. And I want to point out something first of all. It's not only girls who do this, it's guys that do it as well.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm standing from the guy point of view,
I
so
will
you
still,
can talk about the girls.
and
That is what the guys do.
and I will still want to go back to cheating. So
Yeah,
because
okay, fine.
guys still do it. But for this one, they just feel like first of all, there are people who feel they can't have one boyfriend or they can't have one partner.
All right.
That's
Even when they want to get serious, like a serious relationship,
there are married people today that still have side things,
women.
both men and women.
Okay, you know, when I say women, I respect women more than men actually in relationship. It's not coming from a place of say, it's more like coming from a place of respect, like I said before. I feel like sometimes men can decide to be useless. I know that men can really, really decide to be useless. I know. But I feel like the society puts so much respect on women that they make it look like, okay, you are a woman. I know people misunderstand that statement to make it look like, oh, a woman is not supposed to do what a man is doing. A man can go and do rubbish. But me, I see from the point of there's value and respect on you. A man is misbehaving. It's not good. This is not me saying it's a good thing. But I feel like when men misbehave or when men do those rubbish, they decide to make it look like, okay, men are just stupid people. They are misbehaving, fine. But you don't have to misbehave because a man is misbehaving. Now, if you want to further more talk about this, you see how I don't want to go far, but even in life, you see how when the whole misbehaving thing happens, it's still going to fall back on the lady at the end of the day. There's so many consequences that comes with lady misbehaving. Do you get what I mean? Now, but a guy can misbehave and still have everything back together. I'm not saying the woman cannot have it back together, but the consequences is just too much for a lady. I just want to.
Well, true, but the board of contention still remains that people are capable of having multiple partners, both
Yeah,
male
okay, I
and
agree.
female,
I agree.
and that
I agree.
happens. So, and I also think that whoever chooses to go down that path,
Okay.
be you a man or a woman, you are just disrespecting yourself.
I agree.
But then, people who do that, they just feel like they can't handle one person alone, and they would rather keep their options open. But on the other hand, people who don't do it are able to focus all their
I'm glad that you
because
had to get to this point.
because really when you think of cheating so these things are interwoven. When you think of cheating, or having multiple people. Now, let me just also clear something that what we call dating in Nigeria is not abroad. Okay, what we call talking stage in Nigeria abroad is what they call dating.
Okay.
And what we call dating now is what is like committed
Relationship.
relationship.
I get you.
Now, talking stage is different. Talking stage, you're talking, you don't have a particular commitment. There hasn't been any
Just
proposal,
yeah.
yes, signed, we're good to go. You can be talking to like different people. But when you decide to commit to somebody,
Yeah. Getting a bit
you can't be
serious.
committing to different people.
Yeah, like I mean, it's
Now,
crazy.
when you think about it, cheating, I don't know, people who do it, I feel like it's expensive. Be you man or woman, because you need resources to cheat.
Yeah,
Resources is more than just money.
I get you.
Because say, okay, let's say you're a guy now, stringing multiple babes along, even if you want to, you're looking for who you want to marry, stringing like three girls. Even though your attention wouldn't be 100% across all three, each of them will still be collecting from you.
Of course.
So as you're sending money here, you're sending
Sending
money there,
money,
you're
doing the
sending.
emotions here and there. I get.
That's one resources on one hand. And for some of these people, I feel like one thing that helps them is maybe when they have partners in different locations. And having partners in different locations means that from time to time to require you to travel.
Travel, yeah.
That resource to travel still needs to be there. Whether you're the guy who is sending the money,
Yeah.
or you're the girl who is traveling,
Even the
because
mental, you know, say
I
putting yourself in that mental space of you want to
because
travel for just these
exactly,
things
exactly.
when it's not even serious.
So they need all those resources, and they put in all of that work. It's exhausting, but they find a way to handle it anyway for those who do it.
Because
And
I'm glad that you had to get to the point where you talk about commitment. Like when you are giving three persons, you don't exactly commit to anybody. Because I feel like if you are actually dating three guys, or a girl is doing this, or a guy, whatever the case may be, and you're doing it because you feel like you want to have the best, or you're looking for the best, or maybe you are trying to not put all your eggs in one basket, there's no way you can give all to the three. And at the same time, because you know there are people outside, you're not going to value anyone actually. Because after all, if you do pass yourself, another person there. So it's not even going to work. Like it's not going to make the relationship even work at all at all. So I feel like it's not even a thing that should, that people should think about. Because why I thought about it, girls do it a lot these days. I know that I'm not saying guys don't need, but I feel like it's more that particular one is more from the guest angle. Because, for example, you talk about resources now. If a guy is trying to carry three or four babes, guy, you have to have money because cheating is expensive.
it's more than just money. I think
I know,
money is
I know,
even the
but
cheapest
money
resource
is
if you check it,
money is the
because money
cheapest,
you
but
can,
that's the one that
if you send it to this person, okay,
okay.
money. But when you now have certain girls now that require attention, require
Yeah,
time,
yeah. I feel like
ah,
why I want to talk about money is because attention no go finish. You get like attention is in as much as you don't have it to give all the time, but even if you take everything, it will still come more. But money is limited. You get, and you're spending. You are someone that wants to put your life together, right? You need money to do all of this, and now you are spending here, and here. So it's not exactly a good thing to even do as a guy. So even on the guy side, girl side, it's not even dope at all. Like it's not
like I
nice.
said, the people who do so find a way around it. So, but then for those who don't, I think it's a lot more peaceful and blissful, because you can focus on one
I
person.
think that's the best actually.
You
If you
can
have
focus
to.
on one person and pray that it does not spoil. But if you chop breakfast too, you pick yourself up
Yeah, true, true.
and you
I
try
agree.
again. Better luck next time. But don't let anyone ever make you feel like uh now there you do.
I get
If
you.
you know Davis there.
I get you. So, but what do you in all of this now? This whole people doing all of these things. What do you have to say about when you are in a relationship? Say, I want to put this now across to you now personally. You are in a relationship. Which do you prefer? Do you when you are being offended? Say someone offends you, like someone you love offends you, and you get to a point where they have to apologize. Do you get? So, would you say you prefer just apology. Oh, sorry. Let me explain better. Now I fucked up your dress, and along the line I still poured water on your legs. So I did a lot of things, and I'm apologizing. And I'm like, I'm sorry for doing this. I'm so sorry for doing this, and that's it. Or I'm apologizing at the same time to you and tell you, hey, I'm sorry for doing this to you. I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that. Which
Mm-hmm.
would you prefer?
I generally think apologies go better when you're genuine about them, and genuine apology shouldn't just end with "I'm sorry."
Okay.
Especially when it's grievous, and when perhaps talking about it later, or there has been some little quarrel, and you like come back and you say I'm sorry for what? Because when you bring it down like that, you find out that there could be certain underlying things outside the main issue that will come up. So if you now say, I'm sorry for this, perhaps the thing that you're even thinking got me really pissed
It's
may
something
not
else.
be So while you're saying you're sorry for this, I can say, okay, fine, I apologize, but that's not it. It's this other
One.
thing. So it's important that you communicate properly. It also helps with communication, and
So
it should go
are
both
you saying
ways.
it's okay to us not just say sorry, but as well as like explain the whole scenario better? Does that work for you?
What when you say explaining, what are you
Like
explaining?
that stuff that okay,
You're giving the excuse for what you did.
no, but like say maybe you are trying to say okay, this happened and that is why this thing now happened. So, but in all of these things, you're sorry for this. Does it
You're
make
still
sense?
giving excuse.
So that's excuse,
Apologies don't necessarily have to come with an
and
excuse.
it just should just be
If you're
genuinely
so the thing is it and this is not a one shoe fits all thing, yeah.
okay.
It's more like it's a conversation, or I do believe it should be a
It's supposed to be a
conversation, not
conversation
just
actually.
say stuff, walk out.
Yeah.
So you're starting with the apology and including what you're apologizing for. If there's a need for that whole explanation to come in,
Yeah.
let it be after, not
Okay.
like you're
Not when you're
continuing with,
apologizing.
because there's how you do that, it now makes it look like
Yeah, looking
you're
for excuse.
justifying
Okay.
what you did. But then different scenarios can call for different reactions though.
All right. I get you. I get you.
What
So
about you?
I okay, I used to believe that if you are genuine enough to talk about the whole situation, like what I just painted now that you said is more like giving excuse. I
Mm-hmm.
don't exactly see it like excuse, but I get your point as well. And I think there's something you said about you can not talk about it that time and apologize genuinely and maybe later you talk about it. So I think I get that too. But then again, I wanted to ask you something because this particular thing it really came off online. I saw it. And I just said if if you come to this podcast, I was going to ask you because you're a lady. So when a guy asks you, it's crazy. When a guy asks you, have you eaten? I know this is like something that everybody have thought about online and all of that. Have you
Mm-hmm.
eaten? And you say maybe two scenarios. You say no, I've not.
Mm-hmm.
Or you are like, yeah, I want to. I've not eaten, but I want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you expect of the guy at that point?
I'm not exactly expecting anything.
When he goes ahead to say something like, you should try and eat now, or maybe, why have you not eaten? Is there anything wrong in asking that?
Not necessarily, but then tone matters too.
Okay, tone, but it's testing. So, baby, you're not getting the tone now. It's just
You
testing.
don't get tones from text.
Oh. But at least it's not that obvious like when you say with your
Well, okay,
mouth.
why have you eaten now? But I think okay, so let's say a hungry man is an angry man, right?
Okay,
Uh there's no format, sha.
I'm glad you said this because I feel like if you talk about tone now, even if you say it in the nicest way possible, the person that wants to have an issue with it will also have an issue with it.
So there's no format.
Yeah.
when you ask what am I expecting as per or you send money for food or something.
I really don't know because, but this conversation is online every other day. You talk about it. Ladies make you
Well,
look like when
so
guys
so 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 I think it's both ways. Oh, ladies make it look like what?
ask them, "Hey, what have you eaten?" and they tell them I've not eaten, and you're like, "Oh, try and eat now." Why can't you just send money? Why can't you just send food? Which one is try and eat now? Which one is, oh, okay, get some food to eat? Like, do you get what I'm trying to say?
So the thing is, let me start from somewhere. Um, but first of all, personally, so I prefer to indulge in conversations with reasonable human beings.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I like that.
And when you're indulging in conversation with a reasonable person, you to be reasonable.
All right.
So if you're coming from that angle now, that out of the way, for instance, I've heard ladies say if a guy asks them if they've eaten, whether they've eaten or not, they will say yes, they've eaten.
Yeah, that's
Just
supposed.
so
At
that
least, come on, makes sense.
why does it make sense
It makes
if I've
sense
not eaten
because
to tell you that I've eaten?
okay, see, it makes sense because to me, it makes sense because I you don't really. If I was not there, you would see it.
So I should lie because
You're
so
not
that you will not
lying. You're
see
not
me
lying. This
as
thing is just you not trying to put out so much out there. You telling me
eating is not a personal issue.
it's
You're
not a
saying
personal
putting
issue, but do you know that people make it look like it's one big. This conversation we're having now, we are seated. We're making it look like it's a small thing. Trust me, people make this thing look like a very very big deal.
see that's why I said indulge in conversations with a reasonable person. So from
I get you on that.
a girl's angle now, if he's asking, have you eaten? If you've not eaten, say you've not eaten.
Okay.
This thing now is probably coming. Maybe I'm. Let me assume it's coming from a place of maybe
Yeah.
talking stage situation, not
Maybe or friendship.
relationship or
Yes.
whatever.
But it's
Whatever
not
it is,
relationship. It's not
okay,
relationship.
okay, it's not relationship. Fine. So why you're just talking stage? I barely know you.
Yeah.
What will I gain from lying to you about whether why
It
me not eating just so that you won't think this girl is hungry. You know the interesting thing. So from the guy's side now,
before you continue, I think what you said now is probably the reason why you're my friend. Because maybe you are quite reasonable. Because I'm probably not going to have an unreasonable friend. Because I know for a fact that
yeah,
there are thousands of persons that have a contrary opinion to what you just said now.
of
Very,
course,
very like, and they are very
thousands,
serious on
hundreds of
that.
thousands. But the thing is, even coming from a guy's perspective now, if you hear she has not eaten, it's okay to be thoughtful and send
Yeah, it's okay.
delivery apps that you can
I
order
get
for.
you.
Tell her, okay, you know what,
Yeah,
rider is
coming.
outside.
And
There's sending money.
yeah,
So you can be thoughtful too. It won't take
yeah,
anything out. And again, you don't even have to do it every other time. Even if it's once that you get to do it, it leaves a mark and even shows that you are quite a serious and thoughtful person. I mean, who
okay.
doesn't like a thoughtful
I
person
mean,
now?
but if you do it, it's cool. But if you don't do it, it doesn't mean that there's anything that's wrong with it, right?
It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it, but like I said, indulge with reasonable people.
Okay. So they can understand that
Personally,
when you don't
now,
do it, it's not a big deal.
no, it's still something that should be done anyway.
Okay.
Why I'm saying so is that even for you know regular friends, I can have a friend be like, this is the situation, no, and if I have, I send.
Okay.
So it's not even a big deal. So if you do it once, it's okay. But then if you don't do it too, there's no how you'll be talking with somebody over a long period of time and not even once did you try to show that thoughtful gesture.
Okay.
But on the other hand, so it's not like it's a rule that you have to do it.
Thank you.
But you find out that guys, a good number of guys, a good number of guys, when they hear no, I've not eaten, their mind just switches off to
You won't blame
ah,
them now.
this girl wants to
Come
bill
on, we're in
me.
Nigeria. You won't blame them.
This girl wants to bill me.
You see a lot of
And
things.
but okay, let's say she wants to bill you. How much is food?
not that expensive. I get that.
Is like of the
You
barest
know,
of
I feel
minimum.
like people who exactly have issues with this thing, it's not the first or the second time that they always have issues with it.
Is the third
It
one
probably is
over
happening
time.
over and over again. Yeah.
That's why I said, as you're talking with someone over a long period of time, there should be at least once that you try being thoughtful.
I think
Keyword is being
I also
thoughtful.
think there's okay for me. I don't think even if I'm talking to you today, I think there's a way you talk to me about stuff like that. I might just do it today. Fine, I'll do it. It's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But if I by the time I realize, oh, because I did yesterday, you are asking again tomorrow. You're asking the day after, like it keep
Keyword
going
also
on and
is
on and on.
indulging with reasonable people. So when you're indulging with a reasonable girl, for
You know,
instance,
people can be
you're not
reasonable, and when it gets to stuff like that,
true.
automatically their brain just shuts down
Well,
or goes on vacation.
fair, but to a large extent, by the way, they wouldn't really. You know, the interesting thing. Another thing that I think is, let's say you even have it in mind to send, it's still okay to ask the girl first. But would you mind if I get you something? I don't know, but for some really, let me not go
No,
somewhere,
you should
but
come on,
but
feel free.
in as much
Like,
as, okay, like it could, you could have a situation where the conversation is going on. Have you eaten? She says no, and you say, "Okay, do you mind if I get you something?" She can shock you and even tell you no.
yeah,
I can do that.
she
Don't
can,
worry.
yeah, she can also shock you and tell you no, not because she doesn't want it, but because she wants you to like keep on asking her.
Insist.
Yeah, you should insist.
She can also shock you and tell you no because she does not want to feel indebted to you. You also
Yeah,
mentioned that
yeah,
this is
there's that
talking
as well.
stage.
There's that
So
as well.
I mean, it's people. People can still turn down stuff. So, but then when you even go a step further to ask like that, there's this. Okay, not only are you being thoughtful, but you understand. You're respecting certain boundaries. You don't know,
Mm.
but it kind of places. I work for someone like me,
Yeah, I
Sha, it
think I understand what you
places.
mean.
You know, it gives that
You don't get
higher
small
level of
mark, don't
respect.
enter
Yeah,
that kind of thing. Then
exactly.
it's called and
So
another
this is like
touch
a cheat. This is like a cheat
it.
code, though. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
don't say
small.
I don't do
You don't
anything for
twist them.
you,
Yeah.
but it
For
starts
them, by
with
the way, I know these things.
so it starts with people being reasonable. If you're
Yeah.
indulging with someone who is not reasonable, my dear, I'm sorry. Whether you're a guy or whether you're a girl, this would be a big issue.
Yeah, people should just be reasonable. I think it's really not difficult. People should just be reasonable. It's not really a big deal,
And
actually.
girls, please, you don't have to lie about not
You
eating
don't have to lie about not
just
eating.
to seem
You
some type of way to certain. If he wants to have that mentality, I think it's even a good telltale sign that you can latch on to say, you know what? Why am I even talking to you in the first place?
I
I
mean,
mean, way do you have to lie for someone that you
you
barely know?
don't have to lie. It's
Come
just
on.
like you people don't used to eat every time. Sometimes it's not looking like they are. Okay, let me not
Okay,
say
call
that.
call my
It's
name
fine.
directly.
No, you used to it. You of course you eat. But like it's really crazy out there, man. It's crazy. But I think what you said about reasonable because being reasonable because I really don't experience these things too much because I the kind of people I move out with, the kind of people I talk to, you know. I feel like sometimes where you meet people, kind of people you decide to talk to really matters.
True.
Yeah. And because of this whole money, food issue, I something came into my mind. And I wanted to ask you. There's a saying that relationship goes on, money does the whole job, and love takes the credit. Do you agree with that? Or should I explain better? What is?
I disagree.
You think there's love? Like love does what it does. Do you think that money has a role to play in relationship? A
Why
very,
not?
very big role
Why not?
that is almost as important as the role of love, if not bigger than the role of love.
I don't. We're not trying to. I'm not going to do that.
Compare.
I'm not going to do that
Okay, as
comparison.
big as.
Everything has its own place
Alright.
and its own level of importance.
Okay.
Money is very, very important.
On that note, would you date a broke guy? By broke, I mean broke, like broke, because
What's
everything has
broke?
broke is that you are you're done with uni, you're working,
Mm-hmm.
you're lady right now,
Mm-hmm.
any guy that's supposed to approach you right now should be able to at least there's a level you're supposed to have gotten to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying as per say okay, oh, you have to be Obi Kubana or warrior, but there's a
Mm-hmm.
level. Say that level, I don't want to measure it, but you know what I mean. Now is not up to this level by 4 times lower. In fact, four
Mm-hmm.
is even you are good. You are doing well. This guy is not there at all. He's broke.
Mm.
If you need stuff that you need as a girl, this guy cannot provide for you, and even try to.
Stuff that I need, like what?
I don't know, but ladies be needing stuff in relationship. You do know that.
Like bone straight.
Okay, then you just calm down. At least thank God you said it.
Well, bone straight is not a need per se.
I
It's
don't
a
think
want.
there's any girl that doesn't want there are girls that doesn't want to force their man to get them a boyfriend. But if your man gets you that, you will be happy. Come on.
Of course.
Yeah. So
I
at least
mean,
those things they feel the whole thing.
yeah.
And he can't get these things. Even fancy dates, say, small
Mm,
restaurants here and there, he cannot do that.
mm,
Can you date that kind of person?
hmm. Can I not answer that question?
But why don't you want to answer the question? Because I feel like it's really clear. I
Okay, I
mean,
don't. I don't think I can.
okay, you cannot, right? And it's
Yeah.
okay. I'm not this is not me even saying you should. I feel like
Mm,
you should not.
mm.
You get me? Because I also understand the importance of money and all of these things.
And it's not. It's not about just what he can provide or what he can provide. It's also a mindset.
Okay.
For instance, okay, I had a conversation with somebody, and I this person was talking about um we're talking about relationships and stuff, sha, and levels, or criteria, or yeah, let me just say levels. But this was educational, and the idea of someone who went to school, like who went to uni and all, and someone who did not. It's kind of similar to this broke and not broke, even though they are different this thing, but it's important to date someone who can sort of match you
I get you.
or is somehow within the same range, or
It's easier to even make the whole thing flow.
more. Now, ladies would more often than not date upward. It's just okay. So dating upward. The problem with a broke guy, most often than not, is not the lack of money. It's not the lack of
You
money.
self-esteem P.
It's saying that only lack of money.
I get that.
But more often than not, it's self-esteem. Yes, it is. Sometimes, what is even the mindset? Why are you broke?
Crazy.
Right, let's, because you have to come from a diagnosis to find solution.
Yeah, I get you. Like
So,
if you're even thinking straight, you shouldn't be even broke because you should do something.
but let's not also discredit the fact that there are people who work hard,
Yeah, and
and
still
the
do
hard
that.
work
I get
still
it.
doesn't
Yeah,
pay off.
I
But
get it.
that's different on one hand.
It's bad
But
enough that at least it's fair enough rather that you are working, but it's not just
yes,
materializing. That's
yes,
understandable.
yes, that's on one hand. But then there are broke, you
You're
don't
not
have
even trying
money.
to get better.
Broke, you're not trying to get better. Broke, you're not trying to seek help. Broke with a big ego.
Yeah, that's the worst one.
A good number of broke men, I'm sorry to say, have big ego.
You guys, you got ego problem with your
And
being broke and
so,
everything.
as you're having ego, even when help comes, because story, yeah, you're broke today does not mean you'll be broke forever.
Yeah, true.
It takes doing the right thing, it takes being with the right people.
I
But
agree.
will you allow your
To
pride,
even
will your pride
step
allow
down.
you shine? Most times you find out that these guys deal with all of this together. And then as a lady, especially if you're not a lady who is even trying for herself at all, unfortunately, a good number of these guys would try to bring you down.
I agree. True. Fair enough.
So why should you punish yourself like that when you can be happy and glow? You will not be looking like suffering. So yeah, no, I'll pass.
Okay, it's fine. It's okay. But I just personally, I feel like I understand what you said and how you made it look. It seems better, but I still think I agree with the first statement that some most of the time, not sometimes, most of the times, relationship in Nigeria, yeah, it's being fueled by money, funds.
What you're
Some
saying on social media is only a fraction of the whole
I'm not even talking
relationship in
about social
Nigeria.
media. Trust me.
Because I'm guessing you're coming from the
I
part of aesthetics
I'm
and
not
all of
even
that.
talking about social media. I'm talking about social and real life. Money plays a very, very big role that love. Okay, now see the thing here. If money was playing its natural role, it should not be an issue. But you know, when money is not playing its role in a way that is playing both its role and love's role, and this is a thing. Now, because if this was not a thing, you will not have people dating and marrying people they don't even love.
But that has been an age-old thing. If anything, it's even in the most recent
But
times that people
it's
are marrying
always
for love. Oh.
it's all no
Hmm?
people married for love better when my your our parents were getting
I
married.
beg to differ.
I,
Back
I
then,
feel
in the
so.
olden days, marriages were, strictly for power, alliance,
Okay.
than
But
love
in maybe
and
maybe that
social
was for
climbing.
the yeah for the social guys, those guys top there, the big guys. But for the regular people were marrying for love those days. It's getting worse now. Like right now, you can see people. You can just be dating someone that you can't even stand. Like I've seen. Trust me,
Yeah,
you cannot stand this person. You don't love them. Love is a deep word. You don't like them. I'm not kidding.
but
And
just
you
because there's
continue
money.
because there's money. They'll tell
Mm-hmm.
you it's better to cry in
In
a
a private
Lambo
jet.
than to cry in Okada. That's the thing. It's really crazy. It's annoying. And guys on the other side are feeling like, oh, na money girls they fine. These days, you check, guys know they even marry again. Most of the guys want just do baby mama, born picking for their man. They are off. They don't want to get married because everybody feel like everybody is looking for their money, and you won't blame them. That's it. Anyways, I think we are getting to the end of the convo. But before I let you go, I wanted to ask you something about new level snob. There's a term they call new level snob. I don't know if you've heard that before,
No,
but
I
is is
haven't.
is is something where it can be new level snob on academics. It can be on power. It can be on whatever. Say for example, now I used to live with you guys on the mainland. I moved to the island. I'm not a big boy. All of us used to squat now. I don't buy car. Whichever way you want to, but it's just new level. Like you are in a new level, new
Yeah.
zone. And because of that, you're snubbing everybody around. You feel like, okay, you guys are no longer my level. Now, it can be for two ways most times. It's mostly for two, although it's mostly for the other one that they just want to snub you. They feel like you don't belong anymore. Then the best way to put it is that sometimes when people level up, it's just normal that some friendship will just go. So do you see anything wrong with either of them? Is there a thing that you feel like, well, it should happen, it's meant to happen, or you feel like people should still link up, even if you are Dangote, whatever, you should link up with your friends?
Okay. You know, with friendship, my belief is it's like wine. It gets better, tastes better as you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
older. It's even in the Bible, somewhere in Proverbs.
I don't really vibe with that much. I don't really vibe with that
So
much.
yeah, but if you want to snub your friends, because what is the criteria? What is your reason for snubbing your friends? Are they a
You're
threat
getting
to your
bigger.
life?
Maybe not, but you just think
If
you
they are
want
not,
to.
if they are not a threat to your life and your growth, you're not being a reasonable person by snubbing your friends. Because anything can happen. Nobody prays
The downfall,
for your
yeah.
downfall, but life is up and down. You know the way you're reading, crypto charts,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
trading and all
yeah.
those.
Crazy.
But that's life though.
True, true. Never
That's
steady.
that's a replica of life. And when you have your friends, like your real friends, and you start snubbing them, that's where you say it's lonely at the top. I
I
still
agree.
think that it's lonely at the top is a myth,
Okay.
because I've seen people go up, put their guys on,
Yeah, it's really
everybody
great
is
thing. I mean,
coming,
that's
everybody
one
is
of the best
balling.
investments that you can ever do.
You're happy.
When you put people around.
Because whether you like it or not, as you're going up, you will still make acquaintances. But who's to now say that those acquaintances that you're making because you've now made money and you're finding yourself in certain social circles?
They
Who's
don't
to
really
say they
reach
are
you.
genuine?
They don't reach you that much.
You
You
now
know,
abandon people that God blessed you with.
wait.
Ah, God, ah.
But
No,
sometimes they make it look like it's because you're not seeing things from where they are seeing it again.
what are they not
They're
saying?
seeing life from a different perspective now. You have poverty mentality. They want to grow. They want to network with bigger guys. Stuff like that.
You can still grow and network with the bigger guys and come back. So the thing with growing and climbing or being big is that when it comes to business, for instance, or career, you can network with people, have your business with networks. Business networks may or may not always be your friends. Sometimes business networks graduate into friends.
Yeah, true.
Most times it's just okay, someone I can call, someone you can call me. So let's say you have to network with these people during the day. What happens in the evening time? Let's say you have to network with these people 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. What happens Saturday and Sunday?
I get you. You still need those your
It's
real
not just
OGs.
it's not like you still need, it is the business network that you still need. Those your friends should still be, they should be priority.
Yeah, I get you.
You should make out time for them, because there are a good number of things
So
that you have to
in
face in life. Those business networks,
they won't be there for you.
they won't even know that
So there's no you're not supposed to on any there's no occasion that you have to snub your friends because
at
of a
all.
new level.
At
Be
all.
it whatever, it's not supposed to be a thing.
Just imagine say like this now,
But
come they snub
sometimes
you.
even the friends that did not level up, they can on their own now start feeling intimidated and stuff like that. Do you get what I mean?
I started with, are they a threat to your life? Are they a threat
No,
to your
they are
growth?
not,
And
but they just feel
hold
intimidated
on.
and on their own side, they're
When
just
so the thing is, some of these things have a build up. Hmm?
mhm,
Someone might not on the surface seem like a threat,
yeah.
but
But as time
if, like you said, oh, the person who did not level up now is feeling intimidated rather than motivated,
yeah.
and little seeds of jealousy, envy
Now so it
starts
is
to
start.
grow. Depending on how the person carry mind,
Yeah.
pardon my pigeon, depending on how the
It will
person
be
take
Nigeria
get
with it.
mind, um it can now they can now be a threat to your success
I
somehow.
get. So on that note, you
Maybe not
can
to your life. In fact, maybe to your life too. I
yeah,
mean,
your
we've had
life
cases of
basically.
people going to
Jealousy,
party
they
and then
now
they'll poison,
yeah,
So I just feel like this person is not a threat to your life, person is not a threat to your
you can
success.
the
What?
friendship is cool and it goes on and on.
Why should you? Because you
Okay.
will regret it later on.
I think so too.
You
I think
regret
so
it
too.
later.
Yeah. Well, it was really, really good having you on this show. I mean, like I was I was feeling like, okay, yeah, that's going to go. But it was really good. I had fun.
I had
Trust me.
fun
I
too.
had great like it was a great time.
Yeah.
So